Yo, what is up guys, Shokataro here, and today I thought about bringing you a video on why Bronya is OP. You know, as many people know that Bronya is extremely strong, people love Bronya, people want to get Bronya, we all know why she's so strong, and I want to emphasize where her strong points is and where what kind of items she can use, what kind of team comps that she can play around, and most importantly, I would say, why should you want to get her? Simple as that. How does she help you? So before I actually move on, one of the main reasons why Bronya is OP is because she actually have 3 drills. Her hairstyle is the drill hairstyle. Actually, most of the time we always see like on her face and in front of her face, but after I turn, she has the drill Ojo-sama hairstyle. Alright, jokes aside, why she's good is because of those ties. I mean, no. I mean, the reason why she's good is partially because of her skills. I'm not gonna go over the basic skill, it's your standard basic skill. So I'm gonna go over her active or her support skill, combat redeployment. In layman terms, it dispels a debuff from a single ally. Not only that, it lets that ally take an immediate action. If that is not good enough, they have to increase the damage taken. They have to, increase their damage by a certain percentage for 1 turn. Of course, when you use this skill on Bronya, she cannot take the action immediately again, which makes sense, but man, 3 good skills into 3 good effects into 1 skill. A debuff, you gotta take your action next turn, and damage buff. This is really cracked. This is like adrenaline, really strong. Then let's talk about ultimate. One of the best ultimate I would say in the game, and one thing I want to point out is that this ultimate has no limit. So first things first, it's a 120 energy cost. It increases the attack of all allies. That's good, you know. It's an attack buff, AoE attack buff. Not only that, it also increases their crit damage, equals to Bronya's crit damage plus a certain percentage, meaning to say that this skill scales off Bronya's crit damage. Then you're starting to see where things goes. Bronya can be a support. She can hit hard because you are technically gonna stack a lot of crit damage on her. But you know, she's not only good because of her ultimate, but because of her talent. Maybe on some downtimes when you are unable to use her skill, you know, maybe you didn't you ran out of skill points. When you use a basic attack, Bronya gets to advance her by a certain percentage, meaning to say that she gets to move faster. This is a very good quality of life for Bronya because you are technically gonna build her fast, and with this in hand, you're gonna see Bronya takes a lot of turn. I'm gonna let you know that. And her technique, in my personal opinion, Bronya screams support. Bronya screams, I want to help the team. I'm gonna buff you and you guys go kill for me. So Bronya's technique is basically on your next battle, all allies get an attack increase. Basic, but very strong. Insanely strong. Then with that said, let's go on to her traces. Some unique things about her traces is that on her 3 unique abilities, all synergizes so well in helping the team. Yes, I understand that she is a harmony unit, but the kit that she has is insanely strong. So let's talk about the first one, command. The critical rate for basic attacks increased to, you guess it, 100%. What does that mean? Bronya doesn't need to have crit rate at all in her kit because she only has 1 damaging skill, and that is a basic attack. And it is 100% basic attack, meaning to say once you unlock this, she's gonna hit hard, boy. Real hard. I'm sorry, got a bit too excited. But yeah, she's gonna hit really hard. Then her second bonus ability is Military Might. When Bronya is on the field, all allies deal 10% more damage. Do keep in mind, this 10% more damage is like a passive, meaning to say that if you have used your technique, you are basically getting a 15% attack increase and a 10% damage bonus. Not only that, your ultimate gives you attack as well and crit damage bonus. Not only that, you also get more damage from your active skill. Tell me she's not broken. She is really strong. She is insanely strong in what she's giving. Okay, you know what? You know, maybe that couldn't be, you know, maybe that's the cap. No. They just have to give her a defense buff as well at the start of battle. All these are start of battles, which is kind of like a saving grace. If it's start of every turn, I'm sorry, Bronya is just beyond broken. So at the start of the battle, all allies get an defense increase by 20%. Alright, Bronya's doing everything. That's all I can say. She does everything. Bronya gives attack. Bronya gives speed. Well, not really speed, but she gives attack gauge. I call it attack gauge. She gives crit damage. She gives attack. You know, she dispels. What more could you ask? And yes, she has 100% crit rate on her basic attack, and most of her traces gives crit damage. Like this one gives a crit damage boost. I think each of these nodes provide one crit damage boost. I think this one provides crit damage boost. Wind damage, I guess that's it. But she's getting so much crit damage because her ability skills gives her 100% crit rate. She is really strong. Then okay, I'm just gonna quickly go through the Eidolons, even though it's not that important. But her Eidolons are strong. It empowers her to be one of the best supporters, at least in the game we have right now. To be honest with you, it's very hard for us to top off Bronya. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm getting way too ahead. So the first skill, the first E1. Whenever you use a skill, there's a 50% chance to recover 1 skill point. Good, really strong. 50% to get your skill point back. So it's like casting for free. Second, E2. Whenever you use your skill, this is where things get a bit crazy. The target's speed increased by 30% after taking action. Do note, it's after taking the action. Meaning to say, when you use a skill to give them 100% attack gauge, they use whatever skill they have, then they get an increased speed just to get to their turn even faster. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Then E4, I'm not going E3 because that's the basic upgrades for ultimate and skills, E3 and E5. So E4, take by surprise, after an ally other than Bronya uses a basic attack on an enemy with wind weakness, Bronya launches a follow-up attack on the target, dealing damage. So yes, this damage, you may say, okay, the damage is not so much, but remember, when she hits, it's a follow-up attack, meaning to say that she will also get some energy back. So meaning to say you get energy back, you get to use your ulti more. This is a pretty good one. And the last one, Piercing Rainbow. The duration of the damage boost placed on the skills get increased by 1. So that is our active skill, which is the E skill. So overall, she has a very strong Eidolon. If I personally want to try to pull for Bronya, I would stop at E2. Definitely, I'll try to stop at E2. If there's a standard banner coming out specifically for Bronya, who knows, I would definitely stop at E2 because that's like the sweet spot. E4 kind of makes it like she's a sub DPS and whatnot, but her main potential, her main reasoning she's on the team is just to buff the team, give them as many turns as possible. Very, very strong. So overall, she's insanely strong. She is very, very strong. There's nothing to complain about her. Yeah, maybe there's one thing you can complain about her. There's one minor thing only you can complain about her. Is that it's because how the game designs, where there are different elements that you need to bring in. So meaning to say that if you go to a certain comp that doesn't have wind weakness, you are basically bringing more or less like a dead unit. But again, Bronya doesn't need to. The Bronya isn't there to break shields. Bronya is there to empower your DPS, to break shields, to kill the enemy faster. So it's very hard to replace her. She does so much for the team, just being alone. Yes, I understand. You might compare with other Harmony characters like Asta, which is pretty good. I haven't built her yet, but I'm reading her kit and I've been theory crafting. You say? Yeah, theory crafting about her, but she's really strong. She's just insanely strong. And let's talk about a little bit of builds on how you would build her in the future when we have more rooms for artifacts. There's actually 2 ways you can build her. One of the ways I would prefer more is for Bronya to have a lot of speed and a lot of energy recharge and max out your crit damage as much as you can. Those are the 3 main stats which I feel Bronya need. Crit damage because it scales off her ultimate. Speed because the more turns Bronya takes, the better it is. She can keep on cycling your DPS. And the last one is energy, so that she can get to use her ulti even more. Of course, there is another way. Sometimes when we are playing this, when we started playing, we might not have all the artifacts ready for us. So one of the ways that I like is for your DPS, you build her as the slowest. Not optimal, but you build her as the slowest. So when you say that you build your main DPS the fastest, in this case, let's say I'm actually pairing her with Himeko, whereby Himeko it has like 1 point speed faster. Bronya is at 113, and Himeko is at 114. So what's gonna happen is Himeko is gonna use a skill, Bronya takes a turn, Bronya uses a skill and buff Himeko up. Himeko then uses a skill again. That is not ideal for characters that do not scale off from speed at all. Like I would say, Sali is the best right now because Sali scales off speed, and if Sali is faster than Bronya, that's good. But ultimately, I would say the way you want to build Bronya is give her as much speed as possible and as much energy recharge. Crit damage should be your third priority, mainly because of the fact that yes, you know, it scales off, but do remind, it's like 12, it's like a certain percentage of your crit damage. It's a So example, if you have 100% crit damage, then you are basically getting 12.8% only, which is not really that high, but it still adds up, but that's not really your main priority. Alright guys, so now let's talk about light cones. Light cones is something that is very debatable on how you will want to build your characters. Some might build one way than the other, some might disagree, some might agree. Again, you build your character because it fits your team comp, because you want them to function in a way that you want them to function. So let's talk about the current best in slot for her. There's only one, which is her own light cone. Why is it good? Number one, increases the wearer energy regeneration by 10%. More energy, more ultimates. Straightforward. And also regenerate 1 skill point. That is after, so that's pretty good when we use our ultimate. So that's pretty good. When you use ultimate, you get 1 skill point and you get an extra regeneration rate. You get to regenerate faster. Number two, this effect can be triggered every two users of the wearer's ultimate, which is pretty good. So once every 2 users. That's pretty good, you know. It's a good cycle. And when the wearer uses the skill, the next ally's taking action deals 30% more damage for 1 turn. This is stacking on top of her already damage boost. So she's insanely strong. This is like her best in slot. If you're trying to build your optimal support for if you're trying to find the optimal light cone, say no more. Go for this one. It's simple as that. Alright, maybe we aren't whaling like me. I'm not really whaling, so I don't have it. What are some of the good other 4 stars and maybe potentially 3 stars? So for 4 stars, I have looked at 2 potential good options for you guys. The first one is Dance. Why is it good? Very straightforward. When the wearer uses their ultimate, all allies' actions are advanced forward by 16%, or like a certain percentage. It lets your team cycle faster. This is good. Why? Because ultimately, Bronya is gonna always use a skill. We are gonna stack up a lot of energy recharge on her. She will take a lot of turns. When she takes a lot of turns, she's gonna get a lot of ultimates out. When she get a lot of ultimates out, aka she's definitely gonna she's gonna advance for everyone. Simple as that. Another good option I feel is actually past and future. So why is this good? The reason why I feel this is good is because when the wearer uses their skill, the next ally taking action deals extra damage. There you go. Simple as that. It is stacking upon stacking. There are of course other 4-star options that you can look at, but I do not feel they are optimal, or at least doesn't really help out Bronya that much. But 3-star options, we only have 3, which is not a whole lot. The first one is increased attack, you know. The other one is what's that called? The other one is getting extra energy, which it doesn't really good. It's not that good. And the last one is meditation, which can increase speed. That's what I like. So it depends on which one you're using. I am currently using the meditation because speed is king. Simple as that. But I feel if you do not have all this, I say chorus is actually not bad, because chorus helps you increase your attack. Then you guys might be saying, but Bronya already has a built-in attack. Should I not use that instead? Well, the thing is, you gotta use one skill point or 1 technique point just to enable this. So having 8% does help. I'm not gonna lie. So as you can see, I'm using the harmony. I'm getting swing pulse 5, so 20 speed for turn 1. So that's pretty good, you know, at least in my standards. Alright guys, so now let's talk about team comps for Bronya. First thing first, I want to highly emphasize this. Bronya herself is a team comp. She herself is the comp. You know, there's a saying like someone and friends. This is Bronya and friends. Bronya is so flexible to the extent that I feel like you can put it in any team comp. But let's talk about realistically, alright? So let's say you really gotten Bronya from your starter pool. So what should you do? What can you play around with her. So the most common team comp I can usually see is you have Bronya and you have Natasha as one of your healers. And after that, you will have March 7 as your second backup healer. Then you might have a DPS. Simple as that. Could be a single tablet like Dan He. There you go. It's a proper team comp. Bronya buff Dan He, and then Dan He go kill. Both of them just provide a little bit more supportability. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, but let's say a little bit too safe, you know, and you don't like the two wing characters. Simple, just swap it out with for your MC. If you don't want MC, just go with someone like Serval. Then you basically covers most of the element. Sometimes I understand having this kind of team comp can make it a little bit difficult to clear certain bosses or certain elites. So in that case, you can actually swap out. For my personal opinion, I would usually swap out March 7, even though in my personal opinion, March 7 is the best character in the entire game. She is the best waifu material in the entire game. She's the poster girl for a reason. As much as I love her, she needs to go. Then you can put someone like, you know, Dan Heng for a single target DPS, and maybe you can go for Herta. If not, just go for any single target DPS that you want to fill in the role, or maybe a different element, something like an Asta. You know, this team comp, I can see it so happening. Asta, yes, you have double harmony, but remember that you are enabling everyone to go faster. Asta itself is a buffer as well. And because you have double buffer, everyone's gonna take way more turns and way more damage. Maybe you don't like Asta, you know, just go someone else, like, you know, Hook, for example. But I guess the main thing I want to say is Bronya herself is more than enough. She enables so much. It's even safe to say that you can have Bronya and Natasha as your single healer and just go 2 DPS, and most of the runs it will be you can clear most of the harder content with this. You can just go the more basic something like this kind of comp. But you have an AoE from your MC, single target Dan Heng, he's OP, he's cool, he's amazing. Natasha, you know, the motherly love, the motherly healer, and Bronya. Simple as that. So team comp wise, have a Bronya, have a healer. If you're feeling your comp is a little bit too risky, have double healer with Mark 7, the best character in the game, and a DPS of your liking. I guess that's it for me to talk about Bronya. To me, Bronya is extremely strong, extremely flexible. People say she is strong for a reason, and yes, she is strong for a reason. She has the looks. Alright, she has the drills. Alright, and she has the ties. I mean, yeah, get what I mean. I'm sorry. Pretty girl. Can't speak English hard. But yeah, you get what I mean. I guess that's it I wanted to say. I hope you guys do enjoy this video, or this video is somehow helpful to you. And please leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more Honkai Star Rail videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.